Tired of pushy recruiters sending you LinkedIn requests for jobs you have no interest in? Tired of blasting out resumes into the dark? If so, you should check out Hired.com. Hired.com flips job searching on its head by having top employers like Facebook come to you after you fill out one simple application. You also get your own job coach to help you on your next job search. If you haven't checked it out, I highly recommend you at least fill out the application. Just go to Hired.com/simple programmer, and when you get hired with Hired, you'll get double the normal sign-on bonus for using that link. Hey, what's up? John Sonmez here from simpleprogrammer.com. I am in Tuscany region of Italy. I'm just outside of Florence, and I'm standing on this balcony in the heat to bring you a video because I want to give you at least some kind of a view rather than the inside of a house. So I'm just dealing with the heat for you. It's like 90-something degrees here. There you go. All right. So anyway, I got this question from actually a comment on one of my videos. I got a question here. From Zach, and he says, "Hey John, I got a question for you. Why are there so many of us software developers that know our shit, work hard every day, and don't make millions like these tech startup and iPhone apps? What is holding us, and me, LOL, back from that pay grade? Is it as simple as being a business owner, or is there some kind of catch? I'm sure you know since you have tons of experience. Thanks a lot." So this is a great question. So he's basically asking, Zach is like, you know what? I'm a software developer. There's a lot of us that know our shit. We're hardworking software developers. We work hard every day, and we don't make millions like these tech startup guys and whatnot, and these iPhone app guys, and these business owners. What's going on, right? So, man, I can answer this in so many ways. So I got to kind of think about how I'm gonna answer it today, right? I'll come back. I'll answer this again. But for today, what I think I want to talk about is just this idea that there's a few concepts here. One of them is this. It's like if you're doing the mediocre, right? I mean, working hard every day, knowing your shit, that's mediocre. I know that for most of you, you're like, oh, that's not mediocre. That's like being awesome. No, it's mediocre. That's standard. That should be de facto standard. That's what you should be doing, right? If you're working, if you're living on this earth, you should be fucking knowing your shit. And you should be working hard every day. Like if you're not doing that, and I know most people aren't, then you're below mediocre. Like that's still a mediocre life. That's still not superior, right? Superior is fucking going in the Olympics, right? And how do those guys get in the Olympics, right? You think it's like genetics? Maybe a little bit, but how do you get to the Olympic pre-qual, right? Anyone could get to that, right? How do you do that? You fucking work really hard, right? You really bust ass. You don't just know your shit, you cultivate what you know. You gotta it's not just reading 1,000 books doesn't fucking matter. Reading the right 1,000 books, that's what fucking matters. So that's number one, is first of all, just understand that, yeah, it's great that you know your shit. It's great that you're working hard every day, but that's still mediocre. That's still not superior. So how are you going to get to superior? What is it going to take, right, in order to be superior? What makes you the Olympic level athlete? If you want the Olympic level pay grade, if you want that money, right, if you want that success, you got to be putting in that Olympian level effort, right? I mean, a lot of people say, and I'll give you from my own personal experience, right? I mean, I've talked about, you can check out my career story and stuff, and my Pluralsight story is probably more interesting too. You can check out that one as well, and the links are below, or they're hit the card thing if you're new to the channel. But I mean, I super busted ass, right? I mean, there were, like, if you know my story, like, in order to make my first $1 million, it took a big sacrifice. I mean, I was really busting ass. Like, I was working, regular job, going to the gym every day, running. I was coming home from work, and then I was working 4, 5, 6 hours every single night, working all weekend for several years, to make this happen, busting out, 55 Pluralsight courses. You can check out my 55 Pluralsight courses here, by the way. If you don't have a Pluralsight subscription, you need to sign up, by the way. Just do that. Do it now, because it's totally worth it. But what was I going to say? Yeah, so, that was crazy. That was crazy shit. 55 courses in like 2.5 years, okay? That's what it takes. So if you're doing what's just expected of you, right, which I said, knowing your shit and working hard, that's expected of you, you're just going to get the average result, right? And I know it's easy. See, the thing is, this is the trap of comparing yourself to others. It's because you see everyone else and they're lazy fucking ass. They don't know their shit and they don't work hard. And you think, well, I know my shit and I'm working hard, so I deserve better. No. It doesn't work that way, because they're totally fucking up. I mean, they don't deserve jack shit. I mean, society's carrying them. You're at least pulling your own weight, but you want more, you want grander things, you got to think bigger, you got to think grander. So let's get into the second point of this, right? And there's a few different points of it. So the first one, just to summarize that, is that you got to do some exceptional shit, right? So think about what's exceptional, okay? And I'll pull this all back together somehow at the end. But so that's number one. Number two is this. The thinking has to change, right? You want to upgrade the pay grade, upgrade the thought process, right? And this is one of the things I was just talking on the Entre Programmers episode. I was talking about how, like, I've never seen a successful pessimist. Not really. I mean, yeah, maybe there's some examples or whatever, but, you know, for the most part, that holds true, right? Like, I've never seen a really successful pessimist, because optimists are successful, right? People who think big, who believe that they can do it, who have that kind of spirit, right? That they manifest things in their life. They believe that shit is going to go good for them, not that it's all wrong and bad. The people who believe that life is all wrong and bad for them, it is. They get fucked all the time. You know, I did a video, and I'll do another video about talking about my semi-charmed life. Shit just, the road rises up underneath my feet, and it fucking makes a way for me, because I believe that it will. I get everything I want. I get everything I want in life. I always talk about this. Why? I mean, that's a whole nother video, but part of it is because I believe it. Because you throw some shit at me, I'm gonna figure out a way to utilize it, right? There was that David Brinkley quote. I think it was David Brinkley. You know, the wise man takes the bricks that others throw at him and builds a wall. I think that's the quote. Anyway, that's the thing. It's like mindset. So how do you develop the mindset? Man, this was hard. I sat in a cubicle for a long time, dude. I did, for 15 fucking years. You know, and I made some progress. I did good. I was a hard worker, right? I made some money, but I wasn't traveling Europe, you know, traveling Tuscany, going on vacation for 2 months, like traveling the world with not caring about money, because I could spend whatever money I want. Like, I wasn't doing that. So what happened? What changed? How did I get this? How did I, you know, live on the beach in San Diego and all this shit? It came from changing the fucking mindset. It didn't come from necessarily the hard. It's like, you got to change the mindset, right? So again, books. I'm gonna, you know, go through the playlist on the book reviews. I've got some videos on like top 10 books and stuff. Oh, the bell fucking scared me. All right. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Like, I mean, Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill, Richest Man in Babylon, right? The Alchemist, Psycho-Cybernetics, Tony Robbins stuff, Awaken the Giant Within, you know, all of these kind of books, right? I could list a ton of books. Man's Search for Meaning, Viktor Frankl, what's that really good, anyway, my point is, like, you can find all that stuff on my videos and stuff, but you gotta change your mindset. You gotta, like, it's good that you're watching this channel. That's good. Hopefully I'm changing your mindset. That's what the fucking point of this channel is, by the way, is to expand your fucking mind, show you what is possible. That's why I'm shooting videos. Some people said, hey John, maybe you shouldn't shoot some videos while you're out traveling. And I said, well, first of all, it's pretty awesome scenery and background. And some people said, well, maybe it'll seem like you're bragging. I am fucking bragging. I'll tell you what. This is the lifestyle. You want this lifestyle? Do you want to be able to travel the world, to see the world, to be able to do the kind of things I can do? It's not because I'm a stellar fucking programmer. It's not because I worked super fucking hard. I mean, it is those things, but, well, not the first one, but it's because mindset. It's because I changed my mind, because I believed this was possible, because I heard enough people that were doing it, and I said, if they could do it, why the fuck can't I do it, right? And I said, I guess I can. And once you believe that, once you're like, you know, once your world changes, and I'll tell you this, again, from my perspective, because I was sitting in the cubicle for 15 fucking years. I was, or more than that. And my perspective was that, what was it? It was that, like, people just work. They just work. You know, my coworkers, I'm chatting with them. You know, what did you eat for dinner last night? What did you watch on TV? Blah, 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 bullshit, whatever. My car broke down, all this kind of bullshit. And living these mediocre lives. Can't wait till I can go on vacation. Can't wait till I'm done with this or get my certification, or hope I get a pay raise, or hope my boss lets me, hope the man lets me do something. Bullshit. That's what I thought life was. And most of you watching this channel think that. You think you got to do what your boss says. You got to go and work for the man. You got to do all this and live by all these rules. And you got to go to school and get an education and get a good job and save up for retirement and blah, 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 blah. Pay your speeding tickets. Fuck. No, it's not like that. But you can't just change. You can't just say, I'm going to refuse to believe all that shit anymore. You can't change your beliefs automatically, but what you can do is you can reprogram yourself, and you can do that by changing what comes in. So stop watching fucking TV right now. Stop watching TV. Go take your TV, throw it out the fucking window. You don't need that shit, okay? Instead, watch good YouTube channels, right? They give you uplifting advice, but don't just watch YouTube channels either. That's fucking lazy, okay? Just watching my videos, that's not enough. Get some books. Go buy my books. Go buy other people's books, the books I recommended. Read those fucking books. Go to the gym, fucking work out, bust your ass. Grow, like, push yourself to the fucking edge, right? I talked about in point 1, being an Olympic level athlete. Become that. Fucking change your mindset. Believe that right? This is how you do it. This is how you do it. Is you take a lot of good input. So control your input, control your friends, right? I've done videos on this as well. I'm not going to link to every single video that I've ever done in my life, but I've talked about this stuff. Okay, so that's point number 2. So what is point number 2? Summary: change your fucking mindset. Point number 1 is this. What did I say? Point number 1 was be Olympic level, right? Be fucking exceptional, not mediocre. Okay, working hard and knowing your shit, that's mediocre. Okay, you gotta be exceptional. Number 2, fucking change your mindset. Number 3, I'll give you the third one here, and that's all for today. Although there's lots of points we can make here. Is risk taking. The reason why those tech startups, the reason why those app developers, the reason why those entrepreneurs make the big bucks is not because life is so unfair and they're fucking privileged and all this bullshit and victim mentality. Check out my video on victim mentality if you disagree with any of those things, or the playlist. Fuck, we need to talk about this all the time. It's risk taking. They take a risk, okay? Now, sometimes they take a risk with someone else's money. It doesn't fucking matter. If you can get someone else to take the risk with their money, but you benefit from it, that's fine. Somewhere along the line, whenever someone has a huge amount of profit, whenever there's, you know, a higher than mediocre amount of wealth created or success, there's risk taking involved. It is. Believe me. Hey, you want to get the girl? Risk taking. Want to get it? You want to know how the guy ends up with the really hot girl on his arm, right? For you guys out there, risk taking. He takes a chance. He takes a rejection chance. All right. He does it a lot of times. Okay. He invests in himself. He takes the risk of looking like an idiot, of maybe dressing like a douchebag. I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you take some risks, right? You gotta take risks. You want to be the tech start, whatever it is, right? The tech startups, right? These guys, they risk years of their life. It's a stupid risk, I think, right? Doing the venture capital thing, but some people have to do it, right? This isn't the way. I'm not going to recommend that you create a startup. Everyone thinks they're going to get rich with a startup. No, it's mostly a fucking risk, right? I mean, yes, you're risking someone else's money, but you're going to risk all your time and stuff, and that it will actually even work. But if you're just sitting there in your cubicle and you're just working hard and you're collecting your regular paychecks, there's nothing wrong with that. And you know your shit. That's not a lot of risk taking, right? So you're not going to get reward and risk go together, right? When you invest, you make money because you're willing to risk some money, right? When you go to fucking Vegas, right? They don't just say like, well, you know, on the blackjack, you don't got to bet until you see the cards. No, you fucking put the money, you put your balls out there first, and there's a chopping block there, and it's like how much you want to risk. That's how much you can make, and that's how life works. But to see the smart people, the people that are successful, and these are not the startup people usually, right? I mean, they take a risk, and someone's going to make some money there. That's more of a lottery ticket. I honestly think so. I mean, not to knock everyone in the startup, but there's a lot of good people there and a lot of smart people, and you know, but and that follow what I'm about to say here. But the thing about risk taking is this: Okay, the smart risk takers, what they do is they look for arbitrage situations, right? So they look for situations where they're at the blackjack table and they don't have to, they have to bet 5 cents for the chance to win $1, right? So they take a smaller risk to the reward ratio, and they're able to play a lot of times until they win, right? It's in their favor. They have, if you're familiar with the term EV, positive EV, for you poker heads out there, expected value, expected return, right? They are in arbitrage situations. So find arbitrage situations, right? Find that out. And a lot of times that is going to be an entrepreneur, right? You want to make some money, you're going to have to take some risk. And you can risk someone else's money. It's fine. There's a lot of people that broker deals, a lot of entrepreneurs that put together deals. They don't even have money of their own, but they risk their ass. They risk their neck. They risk their reputation. You got to risk something. And you got to risk failure. You got to risk of humiliation. You got to risk all of these things. It's not just money, okay? So if you are living a life that does not involve risk taking, you are not living a life that is going to involve high levels of prosperity and success, right? Slow and steady may win the race for the fucking tortoise, but it doesn't work in life. Like, again, you need consistency, you need commitment, you got to stick to the line, right? But you got to have some kind of risk taking. So there you go. So I'm going to tie this all together here. So 3 points, 3 things at least for this one. 1, be Olympic level, be a fucking stellar, okay? 2, change your mindset. You have to know what it is that's possible in order to believe it, and then you have to feed yourself with the inputs that you take into yourself in order to fully change your mindset. Okay, I was a cubicle dweller. I didn't know what was possible, right? I'll link to one more video of what I was like 7 years ago, what my life was like 7 years ago. It's maybe 8 now, but check that out, okay? Trust me, I was just a pretty good programmer working hard, but things changed when I changed my mindset. And the third one is risks. Again, same thing here. Quit my fucking job. I put a lot of time into things. I invested, right? I invested in real estate. I did all kinds of stuff that was risky, right? You got to take some risks, but they were calculated risks, right? One of my friends, Tynan, I did an interview with him. Sorry, Rodrigo, a lot of links here, but you know, he did some blog posts. He's a very smart guy. So this is a complicated question to answer. I could answer this for 2 hours and still not give you enough information. But I think if you follow those 3 points, that's going to lead you in the right direction, right? There's other angles, other ways of viewing the same thing, but it's all going to come down to the same essential core thing, which is all about just changing your mindset, doing the exceptional, not the mediocre, and taking some risks along the way, not being afraid to fail, right? So get out there, face rejection, face fear, face failure, okay? Get out there and do something and be better, right? Take the best person you know and ask yourself every fucking day, what does it take to beat that person, right? I even did a video on that topic, okay? But this is the question you need to ask yourself. Every single day you need to ask yourself, what is the best person you know and what does it take to beat them? And that's your fucking training schedule. Their exceptional workout needs to be your regular workout. That's how it's got to be if you want to guarantee success. And it's not a road for everyone. Some people are better off just watching TV and eating microwave dinner in front of it and working a 9-to-5 job. It's fine. You just be entertained by my videos. It's fine. But if you want it, right, you got to pay for it, right? There's another, I'll end this with one of the quotes I love. It's an anonymously attributed quote. Of course, I'm ending it when there's a nice breeze and it's nice and cool out here. But it says that, take anything you want, but pay for it, says God. I love that. So true. Life is like that. Take anything you want, but pay for it, says God. So you can take whatever you want. Life will give you whatever you want. There's a poem, I can't remember the poem, where it's, you know, talking about whatever life will offer. Someone will link to it below, but it's true. Whatever price you ask of life, that's what it will gladly pay. You gotta pay. You gotta pay the price in order to get it. So that's all I got for you. Great question. Click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Click the bell to make sure you don't miss any videos. I'll talk to you next time. Take care.